Everyone, welcome back to episode 8 of the Mind and Matt podcast. As usual, I am your host, Ian McKillop, or iMac234, and here is my co-host, Neima Aryan, Mastered UI, if you want to go by his Discord name, which
Okay.
we probably shouldn't, to be honest. But anyways,
Um,
welcome back to episode 8. We have a couple topics that we want to talk about this week. Kind of a, I guess say kind of a slower week for a lot of things. NBA free agency started to start up. Obviously, we're going
yeah,
to talk about the ending of Kenobi. Oh, we actually talk about a little bit of Clone Wars as well because Neima is actually watching Clone Wars for the first time, which is one of my favorite shows ever.
yep.
And we'll talk about some Stranger Things as well because obviously we talked about it a couple episodes ago, but we got cut off because of our camera messing up. So we'll probably do a little bit of segment on that. But let's start off with basketball because I think that's there's a lot of important stuff that's been going on the
That's
last
what
couple
Ian
days.
Ian wants to talk about basketball.
Well,
There's
yeah,
something he wants to get off his chest. So Ian,
yeah.
just do it. Get
Well,
off your chest.
well, so that's not like anything I get off my chest really. So, as we've seen the last couple of days, the whole Brooklyn Nets situation has been probably one of the more confusing things I've seen in the last 10 years. I'd say that I've been watching basketball. We've had reports of okay. Also, by the way, Juan just washed this offseason. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's had a really rough start to the offseason because
Yes.
basically ESPN was reporting that the Brooklyn was going to prepare to lose both KD and Kyrie this offseason. And as a Rockets fan, I mean, that's great because we own pretty much all their picks till 2027. So I was like, okay, we can get an extra first round pick here that can be a lottery pick or something better potentially.
Yeah, the guys are saying.
Yeah, but now Kyrie is staying, and initially when I saw that he was coming back when Shams Charania like he I think he interviewed Kyrie or Kyrie I think more or less Kyrie allowed him to interview
Yeah.
him. I'd say, um, and the more I thought about it, the more it made sense because the only trade partner that was realistic was the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
And the Lakers have what their assets are, what Russell Westbrook in that 2027 first round pick. And so pretty much they're not going to trade the pick, and they have Russell Westbrook, who's of course untradeable. So I guess in the end it makes sense, but I just think it's such a weird situation that the fact that it even got to this, where there has to be an interview from Kyrie that says like I'm staying, because initially for me I thought that they just run it back no problem, even though they got swept by the Celtics. I think it was just a weird year for them, but it's this whole Brooklyn Nets
Oh yeah.
situation since they
Dude,
both
it's
got
not
here.
Brooklyn Nets. It's Kyrie Irving.
Well, it's Kyrie because
Not even really Brooklyn. What do the Nets do?
oh,
They
I'm
have
not
KD.
right
KD's
now.
not doing it.
Yeah, the Nets. I'm not saying it's the Nets' fault. I'm just saying like this whole thing they've had since Kyrie's been there. I mean, obviously,
Anyone could have told you that. Like you saw what he did in Boston. That's why I'm like at this point when people are like, what? When people talk about Kyrie and do different things like that, it's like, well, we've literally seen this is a pattern. Even
yeah,
Stephen A. called him out on it. Like he got, you saw it. Kyrie got really pissed at Stephen A.
yeah,
On Twitter, and he said, he didn't like what Stephen A. had to say about him. It's like, dude, you said it the other day. You were like, I guess he just doesn't really like to work. I don't think he likes to work. He wants them to just pay them, and if they're like asking for the baseline of, hey, we need you to play, and we'll pay you $40 million. He's like, no, I'm gonna go somewhere else and get more money, and it's like to have to do less. It's like they're not telling you, they're not forcing you to do really anything. It's like the standard.
yeah.
Play the game.
Just play
You're
the.
getting paid to play the game, and he doesn't play. The stat that kills me is I think he's only played over 60 games in 4 out of his 11 seasons.
Yeah, I mean
It's unreal.
yeah, I mean some of it was due to injuries at the start of his career, but to me, like the last like 5 years, it's been just pure weirdness, and
Oh yeah.
I don't really know what to think of him because it feels like that there's just some time in the year where he just kind of takes the year off, and like you just kind of don't hear from him for like a couple weeks. It's not injury related; he's just not playing, and then I feel like that like Stephen A said it right, like I mean, he went probably a couple steps what I would say probably, but I mean, like he does find excuses to not play, and for me, it then that to me when I see that I'm like, then you just don't really like playing the game of basketball, and that might seem harsh, but it just seems at this point that you don't. That's not really your passion,
You don't
and
do
if
it. You
it's
don't want to play.
and if it's not, that's okay. Like I mean, he's made more money than 90 than no one's like I'm never gonna see $200+ million in my
Yeah.
life. No one's like no one in this world's probably gonna see that other than like 15 other people probably. So I
Mhm.
mean if his passion is basketball, if he just wants to chill out and sit on the couch all day and play video games, hey, that's more power
I
to him,
mean, yeah,
dude.
and then do it. At this point, he did this to Boston. That's why I'm not really a big fan of Kyrie.
Yeah,
He pretty much we went to the finals. He was holding us back, and he has his perspective on it. But the way it looked like was, like even they were saying he was. You have to be a team player. You want to be a leader. You got to lead. You got to lead by example. You can't put blame on other people because at the end of the day, I mean, maybe I'm not LeBron's biggest fan either, but he does take the responsibility when
yeah,
he wins the matches. He takes it. The best do.
yeah.
It's like, dude, you gotta take responsibility.
I think my favorite Kyrie moment in the past 5 years is when he like got the frankincense and myrrh and was like throwing that pot around the TD garden. Do you remember that? Like during the pandemic year where like it was like
Sage?
the sage. Yeah, there was a sage
Oh, yeah, I
where
don't
he's
know,
just
man.
like
It's
throwing that
different.
shit around. Like, dude, this is like this place isn't infected or anything just because he didn't like it.
He's in his culture and he can say that, and I don't really care about that. My thing is like, dude, as a person, he was looking down. He was saying we were losing because of Marcus and he was too critical. And he even was saying, "Oh, I had to talk to LeBron, and I apologize to LeBron because I looked at it how to lead, and it's so much more difficult." And it's difficult, but he's too selfish, is what I'm trying to say, to really even have a leadership role. Because now you look at the best players, you look at Kobe, you look at these best players, they win the championships and they lose in the playoffs. They take it. We're not talking about we're not talking about anybody else on that roster other than like Kobe and Shaq.
And they also
Or
play the regular season as well.
and they played all the games. So it's just for me, it's the bottom line. It's the lowest thing that a team can really require you to do. Do your job. It's like someone paying you a job and it's like, okay, you want to work here? We're going to pay you X amount of dollars a year salary, and it's good pay. I mean, very good pay. And it says, we just need you to help us with work and get stuff done. And you're like, 7 vacation days? Ah, can we get 6 months? And it's like, what? You gotta work. You can't. Nobody can just go do that. So I don't know. I think Kyrie's just somewhere in his own head.
Yeah,
And
I always kind of wonder what he's going to do after this year because I don't think any team's going to want to sign. I mean, I say that I don't. I think most teams won't sign him. I can see Sacramento or New York probably offering him a big deal just because it's Sacramento and New York. But I don't really see any other team having that much interest in him. Just kind of like how I think about Russell Westbrook, where it's like
yeah, of course, Russ
Russell
comes back.
Russell is more of a on court thing more than an off court thing. With Kyrie, it's an off court thing for sure. And I think that like the off courts is much harder to deal with than the on court stuff because you know excuse me, at least Russell shows up and plays. He was horrible, right? But at least he played, right? Like at least
Yeah,
he was there. But Kyrie obviously didn't want to take the vaccine last year, and of course he missed a lot of time because you need to take the vaccine to play. And but it just seemed like it was just like another line of excuses for him to not play. Honestly, what you want to put in your body is one thing, but it's just like it's
he didn't
that
want to win, dude.
it's
He didn't want to win the first
yeah,
round.
it's that plus the other stuff in the years prior where it's just obvious where it's just this now trend of him like shutting down like it just
They
random
need somebody
points.
else because that team, I'm convinced. I mean, I've already been convinced they can't win. I love KD, but they can't win. Kyrie is not dependable. Stephen A is 100% right. He's not dependable. You have to give him year by year contracts. You would literally have to give him those contracts because if you give him long-term contracts, he will force his way out. You have to
Well,
go. That's what the Nets want to do. They're saying, "Here's 1 year. I'll go get 3 years somewhere else. Go, do it, do it."
yeah. Well,
It's like, well,
that's basically what they said. Like, all right, you want to go explore something, go explore and see if you can find anyone that's going to give you a multi-year contract. I guarantee everyone said we are not going to give Kyrie Irving a multi-year contract because what's the point?
I'm not insane.
there's no, it's just like this. There's no. I just don't see any team giving him any sort of long term commitment when you know that he's not going to give you a long term commitment back, and it's starting to become also like a thing in the league where obviously Kyrie's the main focus of it, but a lot of players. I mean, James Harden obviously is a huge one, and you just have other situations where guys force their way out with multiple years left in their contracts.
My thing is like, okay, James is a tough one because James literally played for us. You cannot do James like that because
Well,
he literally was with us for 10 years and he wanted out. Fine. He don't want to be in a rebuild. Maybe he could have done it better, but this is completely different. He played
okay.
every damn game for us. What else do you want him to do? He took us to Warriors, the best team of all time. We fought them multiple times. What do you want him to do? At some point, 10 years is enough. He can't be some old fart on the team that's like, James Harden retiring. Like, no, go win. It's not with us. It's not with us. Look, the Warriors are still running rampant. So Kyrie is different. He doesn't even play. James Harden at least plays every regular season freaking game, and he
Yeah,
puts up
exactly.
numbers. So, okay, yes, you got to do something about forcing out, but you have to also look at some credentials. Like, you look at Kyrie and you're like, okay, you're forcing your way out and you don't want to play. So, like, it's just a no-brainer to me. So that they got to do something about that. But
Yeah.
James, I don't think you can't really. Kyrie's just unique, dude. Even like Dennis Rodman, I was thinking about Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was a lunatic off the court, but
Mm.
that dude played. He played the damn game, and he played. He would show up. Even Mike had to drag his ass back to the court. He would play. He'd find a way to play
But
and show
are
up.
you referring to when he was gone for Vegas for like a week or something?
Yeah,
Yeah. That was from the
he played.
Chicago Bulls document.
At least he played.
Okay,
Is
fair
what
enough.
I mean.
And but I mean, yeah, getting back to Kyrie from whatever about James Harden. I don't really want to talk about
Just
him.
too unique, man.
But yeah, I hope that he finds happiness. It won't be in basketball for sure. It'll be something else. But
I hope he just figures it out,
yeah,
man. I hope he just
he just needs to figure it out. And it's obviously a mental thing. And he's just ever since he won the championship in 2016. Like remember, like did you see the report that he actually requested a trade that off season in
yeah.
2016? Like what are you what are you doing? And
Dude,
that was
it's a
just
Kyrie show.
yeah, it was just that was just the genesis of the weirdness has come out of him, and then now
Yeah.
this, and now I always wonder where's Katie gonna go after this. I don't think he's gonna stay in Brooklyn. There's no way he's staying in Brooklyn because I think Kyrie's.
Someone's like,
I don't know if Kyrie will retire or if he'll go somewhere else. I
I don't
don't
know
know.
where KD may just stay. I don't know, man. KD's probably just playing with shit. Like KD's the most easygoing dude. I'm
Oh
telling you, he
yeah,
will figure it out.
yeah. I mean
Ben
he.
Simmons gonna be there. They might be pretty good if Kyrie actually plays. But you know what? I don't want to give Kyrie more than 20 minutes. Okay, like Kyrie can figure it out. He's betrayed me once. I'm not surprised. He literally betrayed me. He's like, if y'all like, if it's okay, if y'all will have me, like I'll want to resign next year. Yeah, okay. Literally, like, okay, buddy. Everybody's like, yeah, and then it's like, what the hell just happened? And
uh,
so it's like, like,
I hate when players make those commitments where it's like, oh yeah, I want to stay here forever. It
I don't
never
know.
works out.
You don't even have to have the press conference. You don't even have to have it. Just say like, don't. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
talk about
yeah, I
it.
just yeah,
Anyway,
I,
yeah, that's enough on Kyrie. Kyrie figured out.
All right, I
Um,
guess that's enough on Kyrie then, guys. We're not talking about him anymore.
no, Kyrie, I didn't want to get more light today. John Wall, I don't even think it's worth talking about. He's like sitting on the bench. He's a great player, but he's
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
I mean he's a
well, I
star
guess
hitting off the garage.
I wouldn't bring this up if it wasn't if he wasn't for the wasn't playing for the Rockets or not playing on the Rockets roster.
Yeah, but dude, okay, he's gonna go to the Clippers. He's gonna play minimum minutes, and he's gonna sit back on the bench and just gonna do the whole thing over again. Watch, like, come on.
Do you think
Eh,
you? I think he's gonna start for them. I think he's gonna start. Like, I
no,
mean,
come on,
Like, so you got Reggie Jackson and John Wall, right?
Yeah. He'll probably start, and then he's gonna get injured, go on the bench, and then he's gonna sit on.
I hope
Just
he
watch
doesn't,
the
because
game.
I actually kind of like John Wall. I've always
I
kind of
love
liked.
John Wall, but man, everybody's gonna have to hear me type.
Yeah, he's gonna look up something, but I mean,
Everybody, this is like some ASMR for the typing. What is it?
but I mean, he averaged what? I think it was 20 and 6 the last time he played, but that was about a year plus ago. But I think I guess he's only 31 years
What was
old.
that? Which
He
years?
the 2021 year, the COVID year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, I think he still has a lot left in the tank. Obviously, I hope he figures it out, and I think he will. He kind of came at Houston in a really weird time.
31.
What?
He's 31.
Yeah, he's 31. He's not super old.
No, but dude, those things when you sit for that long, I don't know, man. I don't know. I love John Wall. I'm a John Wall enthusiast, but man, you're gonna go play for the Clippers. PG's gonna be there, Kawhi, and he was playing well for us. I just don't know because I don't know. The game is so different. The game is so different. You gotta. We'll just
Yeah,
wait and see.
I mean, obviously he's never been a good jump shooter at all in his career.
And the game is changed. You know,
Yeah,
look at the Warriors. They're beating you off shots, and he can't. He used to be a pretty decent shooter, but I bet you he's not that good of a shooter anymore.
like really, but really just from the mid range, he's never really a good 3-point shooter, to be honest.
And he can't drive with that explosiveness anymore. Come on.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he wasn't like, obviously he just didn't play, but he wasn't injured. I think that's the one thing you got to take away is that like
If you
if
want
you
to look at his Wizards, like when he was in his like prime Wizards
yeah
highlights, are you? I wish we could pull this up. Like I wish we could like did you? And then like it goes like John Wall in the middle of the screen, and we just watch him ball out because the dude in Washington was actually unreal.
yeah he was
Was
great
actually unreal. The one I remember when I was just young, I think we were in high school or whatever it was like dribble behind the back
against
with the
Atlanta, and then the
Atlanta.
left-handed
When
dunk.
I
That's one of the
saw
more
that, I
iconic
was
plays.
like, you've got to be kidding me. He did not just pull that off,
Yeah,
but he did.
but yeah, he's I always I always thought he was a good player. Again, like he came at the Rockets in a really weird time where he tried to make it work with James Harden. James Harden was just basically deflected to anything Houston Rockets pretty much till the end of time now, I guess. But I guess I applaud him for being the kind of the tank commander for that year because
Yeah. He's getting
get
paid though.
he's I mean hey what happened was that what was it we're gonna pay him $40.9 million, and so we're gonna save like 6.9 million from his contract. So
$40 million for John Wall.
yeah, well he was
More than
scheduled. He
Kyrie.
was scheduled to make 47.4 this year. So, what happens is that we were able to shave off about 7 million of that, which I'm
Wow.
assuming he's going to get the mid-level exception from the Clippers, which is around $7 million. So he's not going to lose any money for himself, but he's just going to get it from a different
For
source.
John Wall. I hope he balls out. I hope the Clippers go ham because I love Kawhi.
Yeah, I think that honestly, like the Clippers are like kind of a sleeper team because we don't. I don't.
Yeah,
I feel
because those
like
guys haven't been healthy.
no,
Like,
yeah, no one talks about them, dude. Because like last year, I thought they played relatively well for having basically no Paul George and Kawhi the entire year.
do you think they're gonna play? Like, what's gonna stop Kawhi from getting injured like this again?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, he's
I
a
mean, God, like,
he's injury prone, and it sucks to be honest. But I don't. I mean, I guarantee you one of those two will miss about a month of the year. You can already pencil that in pretty much. Maybe
yeah,
it could be both of them that can miss like a month of the year. But
they're gonna figure it out.
but if they can say let's say if both can play over 55 games, I think they'll be fine.
Dude, I genuinely think. Last thing I'm gonna say about NBA is I genuinely think no matter what happens, Warriors probably will win another one or two.
I hope you're 100% wrong, but it's looking like
You know,
that
one or
because
two, but
well,
Steph
yeah.
Curry got that contract. His game is like he can play for a while, dude.
Oh yeah,
And then on top of
he
that,
can play
Jordan Poole is
play
optimizing.
yeah.
Clay's not 100%.
Yeah,
I like
Steph
Kevon
Steph
Looney.
can play at least 40.
Andrew Wiggins.
Oh my God, Andrew Wiggins is
All right,
not
let's
playing
like not
well.
talk about that nightmare. Okay, so what was the next topic? Let's move on, guys.
Okay, we're done. We're done with that. Okay, we're done.
Yeah, we're done with that.
Okay,
We like
next.
John Wall, go Clippers. Kyrie, what the hell? And
Kyrie, what the hell? All right, next topic. All right, Neima is pushing the topics. All right, I'm cool with that. Next one. I guess kind of everything Star Wars because I feel like we've been talking a lot of Star Wars lately, but
come
I'm
on,
definitely down to
let's
do
not even
that.
waste our time.
Yeah. Let's start with Kenobi first,
Yeah, of
because
course.
yeah, let's start with Kenobi. That finale was
It was
per-
goaded.
pretty amazing. Yeah, it was goaded.
Pretty amazing is the understatement. I like the one portion where just the whole thing. But whenever Obi-Wan starts going ham, even my dad was like, "Oh shit."
Oh, you rewatched it with him?
Oh yeah, like I
Yeah.
watched that scene with him, and it was like, "I'll do what I must." And the music, then you will die, and you're like, "All right, everybody, hold on, the roller coaster's about to start here." Crazy. Obi-Wan lifts all those rocks. I was just like,
I didn't think he had that in him, to be honest. And
"Bro."
Anakin got the high ground. He got the high ground, but he's still lost.
You've seen the memes, dude. Even if Obi-Wan doesn't have the high ground,
It,
he is the high ground.
he is now the embodiment of the high ground.
He couldn't even he and the crazy thing to me is didn't have the will to kill Vader. He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You
And
know, he probably would have killed him if he like didn't see his face.
oh yeah, for sure. I thought that scene was really powerful after Obi-Wan cut off his mask. And
Yeah.
you can hear like the thing I like about that scene is that you can hear Hayden Christensen's voice, and then like how it like switches back from his voice to like Vader's voice. I'm like, shit.
That when he goes, "I am not your failure, Obi-Wan," and
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
know. Yeah, that's the sentence right there I'm thinking about. That one I'm like, shit, because like
he goes back and forth because he's like it's like that one line is like, "Don't feel bad, Obi-Wan," but then it's like, "I killed him."
yeah,
Dude, that anger, that rage.
yeah,
I just love that that scene was perfect. Do we have the technology? That fight scene was insane. It's what we've waited for.
for a rematch for God for
The
almost 17
moves that
years.
the moves Obi-Wan was doing, I was like, "Oh my, buckle up, man. Vader, you're in trouble, bro." He's doing like double crossover behind the back, like
Bro,
counter.
some of those were just so like we're the one where he went behind the back,
And
and
he just
then yeah, dude, I'm just like, oh my God, he just did that. And then when he cuts off the mask himself, when he does it like cat pounce or whatever you want to call it, and just
dude, and then
slices,
across the face, dude. And
bro.
then that Ahsoka, like, oh no, like,
Yeah, yeah, and then the thing we saw on Twitter was I showed Nima and Arya this was like how if anyone's watched Rebels, you'll know that Ahsoka does fight Vader at one point in the series. You probably don't need to watch the rest, just that fight if you really care about it. But
yeah, it's
how
not.
how she cuts off what is it his his right side of his face, and Obi-Wan cuts off the left side, but the only one to truly unmask it was, of course, Luke Skywalker. Him was Luke Skywalker in the end, which you know
Yeah,
that is like like the parallels of that is just incredible because
no, of course.
Ahsoka and Obi-Wan are his past, right? But Luke is his, I guess, future or something, if that makes any sense. But
But
like,
Vader was always, or Anakin was always the chosen one.
yeah, he was always a chosen one, and I mean, he obviously he did what he was supposed to do in the end, but I think it was always just incredible that so many years later that all this new Star Wars content. I mean, you can say what you want about Rebels, but just like the fact that they like, I wouldn't say they set it up, but like they had that scene in Rebels, and then they have this scene in Obi-Wan, where it just, I think to me,
It's
it
attention to
it's
detail.
attention to detail, but it also it makes the series, the entire saga, so cohesive, and like it's so hard to when you make a movie, then you go back and make a prequel. there's always gonna be there's always gonna be semi continuity errors. I mean, like I've seen a couple which I can see in terms of the
But dude, you gotta
prequels.
think like the genius behind George Lucas allowed it. He kept it somewhat vague enough to leave it open
Yeah.
for that. It's open for adaptation. It changes. So like
Mm-hmm.
even though he says, um, the circle, what is it? The
The
circle is
circle is now
complete.
complete. Yeah.
The circle is not complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Yeah.
Everybody, he looks at, oh, that's after episode 3, and then you look and you're like, oh no, like they haven't seen each other since that epic ass fight they had, and Obi-Wan clapped him.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's just, and they're good, man. George Lucas said this thing, and he's a genius, bro. He created this universe. There's a video of 1980, and it's like Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill in an interview in 1980, like before it was supposed to be called Revenge of the
yeah,
Jedi.
Revenge of the Jedi. Yeah, that was the original
You
title.
know, they changed it because it was Revenge is like the Sith, so they said
Right.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So they're saying, oh, there's going to be prequels. They said, oh, is this the last one for the Star Wars? And it's like, no, there are going to be prequels, a trilogy before, and it's going to have a young Darth Vader and a young like Obi-Wan, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And they just created the world. So these people take this George Lucas universe and they could just add things to it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. That's
Not
why
everybody
that's
can do that.
yeah that's what I've honestly so far loved about um Disney Star Wars. I guess like to me, Rogue One and Obi-Wan Kenobi make Episode 4 and that entire original trilogy that much better in my opinion. Because I think Rogue One's a really I always loved Rogue One.
I think
Um,
we're over the one.
yeah,
The
I always
music is amazing in that
yeah
movie.
yeah, and I loved the whole fight on Scarif and and like I love how it's like it feels like an actual war story in Star Wars, I guess. Not all. Obviously Vader's in it for a
Yeah.
bit, but like it's not all lightsabers and magician basically, as some people would call it. But like I think that what they've done it so well is that they've like basically made the movies better with their content, and obviously like um the Clone Wars has made the prequels better, and I think it's also made the original trilogy better as well. And Obi-Wan has done to me as again done both as well, and
Yep.
the Mandalorian is I don't think it really enhances the main movies, but it's just this great adventure, in the Star Wars universe. And I think that, for the obviously other than the sequel trilogy, I think Disney's just done a pretty damn good job of
Yeah, like
Star
you see
Wars.
that video where it's like Luke's like, "Oh, we have this, this, and this," and Ben Kenobi, and it's like Ben Kenobi, and she like runs after him, like,
What?
it's like you haven't seen that?
No, I haven't.
You're crazy, Ian. And you're on Twitter, and Ian's on Twitter all day. So,
Okay,
anyways,
I can't see every tweet in the world.
so there's a scene where when Luke finds Leia in New Hope,
Hmm.
he's like, "Hey, we're here to save you. I
Oh
got
yeah,
the
yeah,
Archie
yeah.
unit," and he goes, "And I got Ben Kenobi with me." And she's like, "Ben Kenobi?" Like she's like she knows Ben Kenobi. Like she says it willingly, like, "Oh, Ben Kenobi," and then and then they go
Um,
find him, and they're like, "Wow, that
ah,
scene aged beautifully," because like she's like, "Oh my
fine.
God, and
I forgot about
Obi-Wan."
this. Yeah, that's yeah. You're right.
Well, Leia saved Obi-Wan. Luke saved Vader.
Yeah. I can yeah yeah definitely. And I again honestly applaud.
Beautiful story.
I can't remember who played Leia this series, but I thought she for for a kid actor incredible in my opinion.
Great hero. Yeah.
She absolutely
Yeah.
killed it, and
Yeah, kids, man.
she made Leia's character to me so much better, and she really embodied what I think Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, she did what.
Yeah, and
Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher.
rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. She did a great job of embodying her character, and also I think she did a good job of embodying Padme as well. So I mean, I think all of that for I think she's done 9 years old, 9 or 10 years old.
Oh, I thought she was 11.
She's
Shoot.
11, but either way, an amazing job on what is statistically the biggest stage for streaming we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So a huge applaud to her. She's gonna have a great career ahead of her. If she wants to continue acting, I'm sure she would at this point. But yeah,
Of course.
she was great. I thought the ending of the show was really good. I'm gonna be honest. I think we were talking about it when the show was happening, that all the Riva stuff,
Yeah.
and like
That was that was
I
that
think
was just a buffer.
yeah, it kind of was, and like it wasn't. I think it's something they should have killed her off in the previous episode, which I would have been cool with. But like, I just felt like that whenever the fight was happening with Obi-Wan and Vader, they were cutting back to her, and like we were like, oh come on, like we don't want to see this. We want to see Vader versus Kenobi, and I
They
think
had
like
to like do something alongside it, and it was just like she should have just she didn't do anything. Nothing's gonna
yeah,
happen. Oh, she became good and she walked away. And it completed her story in a way. Like,
yeah,
oh, she couldn't do what she was becoming what she feared the most, and I
yeah.
get that. But the severity level of that compared to, oh, I don't know, Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting again, like it's not even in the same realm.
Yeah,
So
I just think that the
do like
that
a 15-minute fight. I don't care. I want them to like literally hash it out. Take
yeah.
that buffer out and then have him make it longer. Like make it longer. He goes back, he takes them all back, he gets his stuff together. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But do mostly the fight. That's what we're
Yeah,
here for.
yeah. We all just want to see the fight, and that's not. I don't think like because I thought Reva's character arc was pretty good, and I think if she died in episode 5, that I would have been like, okay, great character, really loved her, kind of a cool arc on how she was kind of becoming Vader to get to Vader kind of thing. But I think that the problem is that when you have something that monumental as a Vader versus Kenobi fight, trying to interject other stuff in there, people just aren't gonna like that. Even if it's a good
Yeah.
even if it's a good story, and I still think it
Yeah.
was. If you just put her parts back to back to back, it's fine. But when you include it with like what is the most epic scene in like Star Wars history, it just doesn't it just doesn't compare, and that's a bit unfair to the character,
I
Reva,
guess,
excuse
but
me.
dude, that scene alone, I can't even complain too much because that scene alone was the
Right.
godliest scene, like
Yeah, and it's and the
crazy.
fight's amazing, and it just I think I don't know how they could have done it better. I think they should just kill her off in episode 5,
Yeah, yeah, this should have 100%.
but either way, really good in the series, and we got to see Ian McDermott as the Emperor again for 20 seconds, which was incredible.
You seem
Freaking,
agitated, my friend.
you seem agitated, my friend. He's like, nope, I'm good. We're
And
back.
I liked it because he was like, that's why Vader doesn't really look for Obi-Wan anymore because Palpatine is scared, number one, because he's like, if he's afraid of two things, and Arya told me this, and it makes so much sense. He's afraid because if he goes and tries to keep fighting him, he may die.
Yeah,
Like Obi-Wan will probably defeat him.
yeah,
And Obi-Wan is obviously just only better by far, or not by far, but he's only better because he was his master.
yeah,
And then number two, oh man, I forgot the second one. But it'll come back to me. But you know what I mean?
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, Vader's, I guess, lust for revenge was maybe like too much for the dark side. He's like, bro, you got to chill out a bit. Like, we're trying to run an empire here. Like obviously dark side and all, but we're trying to run an empire here. But and then we
Yeah.
got to see Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon again. Like that to me was just the cherry on top.
Carry on top.
Because
Carry on top.
because we were wondering like was Liam Neeson in the budget? Was
Yeah.
Liam Neeson
Oh, I,
in?
I remember.
Oh, you remember now?
Yeah, it was or bring him back to the good side.
Yeah. No, yeah, with Obi-Wan, yeah, that's true. But
So, but
Qui,
then that's why they never see each other again.
right.
And but no, I mean,
But yeah, but again, Qui-Gon being back on the show, I was afraid he wasn't gonna come in, but I think they did it right because feel like if Qui-Gon came in too early, it would have kind of I wouldn't say it would have kind of ruptured the story a bit because then people would want more Qui-Gon obviously, and he wouldn't
I think it
really.
was perfect. Like
Yeah, it was
Obi-Wan
perfect.
had to defeat Vader, and he's like, "All right, you're leveled up. Let's go.
Yeah,
Your training starts
well,
now."
that's what Qui-Gon says. You just weren't ready to see me yet. And I think that that's like a great line where it's just like
He
Now,
had to master the Force.
yeah, and then now if they do want to do a season two, I think it would be a lot of Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor. I don't. I'm not saying they will, but I'm saying if
Yeah, I
they
don't know
do.
because I don't know if Liam will do it. That's the
Oh,
only thing.
well, I guarantee you Disney would be like, here, how much? And we can double that as well if you want us to. Because I mean, I don't know. I don't think they'll do a season two. But if they do, I could see them going that route, more like the pure Jedi route, than because
Oh yeah,
you can't bring Vader back. You can't do
no,
that. So
you can't.
that would probably be the only way to do it. But I feel like that like a Jedi Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon training session can only last what like 4 episodes really. Like what else are you gonna do in that time period? So I don't see them doing another season. Kathleen Kennedy mentioned that they would probably do one if people really wanted one, but I just don't see
Yeah, I don't see because
I
then
don't
you
see how it would
can't,
fit in the
need
story.
Vader in, and I don't know. You can maybe get another story. He fights someone else, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, you can't do Darth Maul either because that was in Rebels. So yeah, I think the story ends there, and I'm content with that. I think it was a great series. It was I think it was way too like because they had talked about this. They really would originally wanted to make it a trilogy, but I think it would have
Yeah,
been way too short for a trilogy. But also it was or way too long for a trilogy, excuse me. But it was way too short for a TV show. So it was kind of in this weird in between where we only had about 6 episodes, about 50-ish minutes long. Where obviously I would love them to be like hour plus and just these whole expanded universe thing, but like I I think in the end that if it was any more, it would be drawn out. But if it was too less, it'd be way too cutty and everything. Be way
yeah,
too
it
cut
was
up
like
too
the
much.
perfect amount of Obi-Wan.
Yeah, we got the per amount of Obi-Wan, and we're gonna have this forever. And I'm so glad that they came back and made this series.
Yeah, I'm
Ri-
glad it's in the spotlight again.
Yeah, it's in the spotlight. I
Social
think
media.
I think a lot of people that don't like it now will probably like it more in the future. I think it's more than initial reaction thing that can get people a bit riled up about some things. But I think over time, people that don't like it, just kind of like with the prequels, will start to like it more because I think that this again, as I said, this series is a great job of enforcing, or I guess more like what's the good word? Reinforcing or expanding the
Instilling.
instilling is a great word. Thank you, Neima. The the legacy of the prequels and the original trilogy, and it again another piece in between of the whole 20-year gap between episode 3 and 4, which I think there's so much good content there, and also there's again with the Mandalorian, there's more good content with between 6 and 7 that they're doing right
Then
now.
they're gonna do Ahsoka, and then they have Boba Fett. Like, dude,
Ahsoka, they've got there's so many good things
as long
happening.
as Ryan Johnson doesn't get 3 movies.
Well, yeah, we'll see with what's going on with that. Apparently, that's been kind of stalled out a bit right now for for I think he's because he's doing other stuff. But well, yeah, we'll see about that. Taika Waititi's got his own movie coming out for Star Wars. That's gonna be amazing because it's Taika Waititi. We got the Bad Batch in
Yep.
September, which I obviously is not as popular, but we'll see how that goes. And then of course we have Season 3 Mandalorian in February. That's going to be incredible as well. It looks like. I don't want to say anything because you probably haven't seen the trailer
Yeah, I
for
haven't
it.
seen this. I need to
So
watch it.
I will not say anything.
Yeah,
The
timer
trailer.
on that.
The trailer was very good though. It was very pog.
They
If you want to watch it, people, it's on YouTube. It's obviously you're not. It's on YouTube through someone's phone. But if you want to watch it, it's there. It's actually a legit trailer. It's not fake or anything. I can confirm that. But yeah, it's that's great. And then and now you're going through the Clone Wars yourself for the first time.
Yes. But I
Yeah.
was gonna say I want to table the Clone Wars because
Ooh.
I want to watch I'm close to being done. I
Yeah,
want to
you're on
finish
season.
it.
You said you're on season 6, right?
Season 6, like episode 5. Like I got a season to go, pretty much.
Yeah.
6 and 7. Like then we can discuss the whole thing in detail because then
Yeah.
I've seen the whole thing.
Yeah. But man, season 5 though was incredible, wasn't it?
No, season 5 was incredible.
Okay, can we just quickly talk about the Palpatine scene with Savage and Maul? I
I was like, oh no. Whenever he found out Maul was doing all that shit, he's like, I got some for you, Chief. I got some for you. And it was like pulled up and fought both of them with ease.
Yeah.
He didn't even try.
I just love how
Savant got
the whole
killed.
fight he's just kind of like playing around, and just kind of dodging things, and he's just like, oh, here, force up in the air.
He just did prepare my ship. He's like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna let them do this anymore. Prepare my ship,
Yeah,
and just smoked those fools. Like I was just like, whoa. But whenever Maul killed Satine, I was like, dun, dun,
dude.
dun,
Yeah,
dun.
that was another really man. There's like the clone. Like I think we talked. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. I don't think we have. The Clone Wars is a brutal ass show, dude. Like I know you've been, we've watched. I think we've watched about what 15, 20 episodes
Well,
together. It's a brutal show, dude.
it is. But you know what? Let me say something. When the scene, the episode where Ahsoka keeps running, I was like, why are you going so hard? That was my thing. And she was like, you guys didn't believe me. And I was like, why were you going so hard? Like, why didn't you go back and like get help?
Well, I
Okay, yeah, nobody believed you. Anakin would have helped you. You guys could have found something. Maybe you needed like someone to go look, but I don't know. Like, I think she was doing the most. They're like, stop, and she's like, I have to, and it's like fucking doing crazy shit. And I'm like,
well, yeah. I mean, I think
what are you doing?
because she knew that she wouldn't get a fair trial in the Senate, and the clones were obviously not her best friend at the moment, because they thought that she killed all those clones, but obviously she didn't. So I think what
And
she's
also, everybody down and the blades on the ground. She was like, oh, this is not suspicious at all. I would have been like, no, I'm going back to the vault. I would have been back in my cell just sitting there like this. And it's like, who did this? It wasn't me because I would have been gone a long time ago.
yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, but also I think she's
I think I was just sad she
17.
left the order.
Yeah, it sucks. But like, I mean, that was a really emotional scene. Obviously that was like kind of supposed to be it wasn't supposed to be the end of the show. The original ending was still the season 7 ending, but then of course it got canceled by Disney back in 2013. So then they made season 6. You'll see the last episode how they thought, like, it kind of feels like an ending episode, but it isn't, though, obviously, because they made another season. But like
Yeah.
it's a pretty good ending. It's a pretty good like fake ending, I guess, from
Yeah.
what it would be. But yeah, season 6 is pretty good. You'll like that. And of course, season 7 is just really the last 4 episodes, just pure epicness beyond
Yeah, yeah, no,
proportion.
I want to watch that. But you know
And
what?
and
I want to
you
get
haven't,
there.
yeah, but you haven't watched The Mandalorian, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay, we'll need to
We
watch
gotta
that
watch these
together.
and we're gonna catch up. But what
Yeah.
I do want to talk about, maybe shift gears a little bit.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
You want to talk about the Stranger Things?
Yes, Stranger
Because
Things.
I want Stranger Things to be the anchor, pretty much the last one here, because we're so close to volume 2.
Oh, dude, you know what's funny that I think I've said this the last time we were talking about it, is that I've can't come on so late to the show, but I feel like I haven't watched the show in like a year, because I'm
Yeah,
just so
I need to watch it
excited
again, dude. I
for.
kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah, like I kind of do too, but at the same time I just kind of want to keep my mind fresh, ready for it. But so actually, the one thing that we discussed off the podcast, I think it was in the room you were in right now, actually, is that this isn't the finale of the series.
Dude, literally, I was gonna say that. I thought this was it, but they're gonna do another season. How? I don't understand what's gonna happen. You know, the only thing I really think is gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna brawl it out, and the upside down is gonna cause issues. They may get stuck. Something's gonna happen. They have to have a conflict because there's no one higher than Vecna. Who,
Yeah,
who who else is gonna be if they defeat Vecna? What's gonna happen? You get stuck in there, and then what happens? Like then you start the story where they're in the upside down, and season 5. Like I hope they don't kill off any of these people.
they
Like I'll
will.
be really mad. You think so?
I don't know who they're gonna kill off, but I think
If it's Steve, I'll be very
I was gonna
sad.
think. I think it's gonna be Steve. Steve's my favorite character, dude. But I think he.
I think it's gonna be Jonathan
Jonathan. Is okay.
because
I don't know about Jonathan. Jonathan's. I mean, like,
I think
as a
they're setting up Steve and
Nancy,
Nancy.
but like Jonathan right now is what, on the other side of the United States, basically. And I honestly
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna.
feel like they're all gonna find their way down
Yeah,
to
that's what
the
I'm saying. They're
upside
all gonna. I
down.
feel like they're all gonna find their way down to the upside down somehow.
They
Down
have
to the upside
3 hours of
down.
like content.
Yeah. How long? Actually, I kind of want to look up now. How
It
long
is.
was
It's like
Volume
an
3?
hour 20, an hour 30, and then the second one is like 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours and 30.
Oh God, I kind of want to see it now. How long are the Volume 2 episodes? So episode 1 is an hour and 15 minutes.
Episode 2 is 2 hours and 30.
Episode 2 is it says 150.
33?
It says 115. Oh wait, am I looking at the
Yeah.
wrong things? Oh, I am. My bad. I am. My bad. God damn. I don't. Bruh.
Right.
Okay, well I can't find it, but I'm sure. I'm sure it's. I'm pretty sure I did read somewhere though that it was 2.5 hours though. Um.
It's gonna be amazing, man. My
Yeah.
mom
Yeah.
got
Here we
her
go. Here we
last
go. Here we go. Episode 4 7 138 48 125 49 2.5 hours, dude. 2.5 hours. It's a movie. Like it's a movie and a show. I
Oh
and
my
that is the one
god.
thing like I not 100% sure how they'll continue the show, but
I
the
don't know.
the Duffer Brothers, I guarantee you they've had this shit planned out for like years now. They're just like, okay, don't be concerned, we got
Like,
this.
I just think like how can it be anything bigger than that? You know what I mean?
And theory right here
Yeah,
is
it's a
that
theory.
11 could then become the bad guy. Maybe
How?
I don't know. It's a stupid
It
theory.
is very possible, but my thing is like I'm being critical because like it can't be stupid. It can't be like they can't force it, right? And I don't think I have faith, to be honest. They probably set this up, like you said. They know what they're doing. I'm just more like this would have been a perfect way to end it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do the brawl. I don't know who dies. Some kids go back to normal. Some kids didn't make it. 11 probably would die, and then the kids have to live on with this thing. And but you know what? The best like it's kind of like the Stranger Things kind of got some inspiration from it. Have you seen it?
I have not actually. Have you?
Okay, so it is essentially the first movie is like these kids, these teenagers that pretty much are getting hounded by this clown. And he's not real, but he survives off of fear. So if you're scared, he becomes more real, and he'll eat you pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So these kids endured it together, and they had this other movie. I don't know if there's multiple. I think it's two, but they get older, and the kids have to go back and beat it, and they beat him. Like, dude, they got this idea where they have these kids, and the kids only know what's going on. Dude, the government doesn't even know what's going on. They're like, what's happening? Like, what are they doing with the kid? In all reality, like, they kind of know about the upside down, but then nobody knows about Vecna.
Mm-hmm.
These kids know everything. They literally have like stopped this thing 4 times. The world should be like, damn, if they knew about these kids, they'd be like, damn, dude, you guys are better than the Avengers at this point. You guys are somehow getting the job done. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
I've never watched any of those movies, but when you say he feeds off fear, kind of like how Vecna does a bit, and kind
it
of
does.
and kind of he feeds off their their most like you know
And it's
traumatic
the
events
youth.
in their
Exactly.
past.
And it's something about these like people love the idea of like these kids are the only ones that know what's going on, and on top of that they crack the code and they have this trauma where they're not normal kids, dude. These kids can't really go to school. They saved the freaking world from some nasty creature that's from another dimension. Like, what? So no, I mean that Stranger Things, like I don't know what they're gonna do, and I can't even give a prediction because I just don't know. I think
Do you think Vecna dies? I don't.
don't know because
Yeah.
if he dies, then maybe they do kill him and he goes somewhere else. But like, what if they don't and he takes over and then the last season is them saving the Earth or something? I don't know. Like it's gonna be so interesting, but I can't even give predictions because I don't know. I think I'm gonna get a better idea, obviously, from these episodes. But I've loved everything so far. I mean, just the show overall, the characters. I mean, this might be. I literally told you my mom already told my mom about Stranger Things like 2 or 3 days ago. She's already in season 4. Like,
She's like me because I went through the show in
she's
like 4 days.
burned through it.
Well, it's easy to go through the first like 2 seasons because they're only like 50-minute episodes, but the last two, I mean, season 4, bro, I'm up till like 3 4 a.m. finishing these things because I'm like, holy shit, this is an hour and 40 minutes long. I'm like, I am going to sleep though because I want to watch this shit.
Because the show is
Yeah,
amazing.
and I'm surprised. I haven't been spoiled at all for the show. I knew basically nothing going into it, and
Yeah.
I don't know how have I go on the internet daily, right?
Yeah, I
And
don't know. I mean, honestly, this is a
and
pretty good question.
it's it just I guess it's some the algorithm not putting in my feed that, oh yeah, Stranger Things, Max is getting levitated by fucking Vecna and she's running up that hill the
Not that hill. I mean, I'm very excited. Friday it's gonna go down. Do you know if it comes out at midnight or it comes out like what time does it come out?
I don't know actually. I would assume it comes out midnight. And honestly, like I might just hop over to y'all's house and just not stream that day, just so I can just watch it with the. And you're going out this weekend, aren't you? So it'll just
Yeah,
be
I mean,
me.
Austin though.
Yeah,
So
so
I don't know.
me and Arya and Jer will be
I'll probably
we'll
just
be
watch
doing it
it.
together because I mean,
Just not watch it.
so I don't, I'm pretty sure it says, okay, well it says January 1st, obviously, but I'm assuming that it would come out like midnight somehow, and so I'll be off Twitter basically that entire day. Um,
Yeah, I'm not even gonna get. I don't even get spoiled. Like I'm just gonna
yeah,
watch it when I watch it. It's gonna be so good,
yeah.
dude.
When are you gonna be able to watch it? Like that weekend or
I might take my computer and just like before I go to sleep, just boop.
boop? You might have
Okay,
to do
4 hours. Oops, 4 hours disappears, and it's like, Nima,
Yeah,
why are you up till 4 a.m.?
no
I
reason.
needed to be with my team. How are we gonna fight Vecna? How are they gonna fight Vecna without me?
So okay, you know what? We haven't been
Uh,
really giving any predictions because we don't know. But I'm gonna just lob some things out there for you. So I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm gonna say Steve dies.
yeah.
Fuck it. I think Steve's gonna die. I don't know why. Maybe because he got fucking ate up by those little bat things. Maybe they're like it weakens him, and then Vecna does the final blow or something. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say,
I don't know. Have you not seen the pictures? He's wearing like tactical gear, bro. He's in
but
like GI Joe
I've
mode.
barely seen the trailer, so I don't know anything that's gonna happen in
What do you
the.
mean the trailer's at the end of the episode?
Oh,
It's
and then the
like
episode. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. My bad.
they're in
Um,
like the military gear. Him and the
yeah,
two girls.
yeah, but I still think he's gonna
He's
get
gonna
screwed.
go ham, bro.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
guy's playing the guitar. Like Eddie's playing the guitar. They're gonna have this like massive fight, and he's gonna be ripping jams. It's gonna be crazy.
So I'm gonna say Steve and Vecna die, and then 11
If
becomes the
he
big baddie.
he
Because
survives. No, I can't give the prediction because I really don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what can happen. They may all survive and get stuck down there, dude. Who knows?
and that's yeah, and that could happen as well. Maybe they all get stuck down. Like everyone, the
I
people in
can't
Russia, the
believe.
people in the and
Oh wait, have you not? Oh wait, have you heard of that theory that the therapist is like his in with the kids?
really?
Because she okay, everybody that went to her was affected. Chrissy, Max, even that little kid. Okay, those three. And then here's the icing on the cake. She has like a necklace that has like the hour that clock that those people see in their dreams. And she has the clock like in her room in her house too. So it's like
Ooh,
they
I
think like
do.
she could be like the key for the other people to get in because they're gonna get the key from her and open um Vecna's clock, and that might be the portal from them to get back and forth.
Damn.
Or like a portal somewhere else.
I did not think you're completely. I'm just now picturing in my head when Max is at her house. I'm like, holy, that went completely over my head. God, dude. Okay, well, so now my prediction: she's the right hand man. She dies. Vecna dies.
Ooh.
Steve dies. 11 becomes a bad guy. That's my prediction right now.
Prediction:
Um,
everybody stays alive. That therapist is a bad guy. They fight. Vecna somehow traps him. He either dies and they get stuck in that realm,
mm,
or he survives and some other realm is opened.
mm. Another
I still
realm.
don't understand
What?
the thing I didn't understand was how in that time when they were in the Upside Down, it was still stuck at that day that Will got lost.
That's the one thing they'll have to talk about, because I think we talked about it a little bit on episode 6, was that like the first contact with humans, I guess, stopped time or something. But again, like, because remember Nancy talks about like the gun that she has in her room that's not there,
Yeah, because then
and
it's like her diary was the day that
yeah.
he got
So
lost.
I don't know, because like I don't know how that's gonna work, because as obviously as we said, Vecna basically made the Upside Down what it is.
Yeah.
So how that that then entails with the certain day that they're all at and why it
It's gotta
stopped
be
there.
something that the first contact, he maybe got that therapist to help him or he did something like the
Yeah,
first contact. And like even whenever he brought a human there, it's got to be like he mirrored the world, like he mirrored the our dimension.
yeah, yeah.
I don't
I'm
know, but we
they'll have to answer that, and I feel like that actually might play a factor as well in
it's gonna
terms.
be interesting next week talking about this because it's gonna be like I'm gonna make sure to watch it before.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll definitely watch it all Friday. I might just pure marathon it that entire day, to be honest, because I'm so excited for this. And I'm so glad that I've been so lucky to catch another show at the end. I did this with Game of Thrones, as I said earlier. Literally
It's got it
watched
perfectly in stride.
watched it all 2 weeks before season 8 came out. This when the epic season finales come out. And honestly, like the more I think about it, I know the ending's gonna be great no matter if my prediction's wrong or correct. I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like I can wait for shows. I don't know how long I can wait for this one, dude. Because season 5 is gonna be, even though we're confused about what's gonna go, I think guarantee you it's gonna be
Think about
great.
it.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be years later because it's got to explain how they got older.
Yeah.
They're so much older now.
I wonder if they
Look at
started.
them
I,
from now and before.
yeah, I wonder if they've started shooting season 5. They
Who
probably
knows,
haven't.
dude? Who knows?
Yeah,
They probably haven't.
I can wait for the Mandalorian. I can wait for Arcane. The shows are great. I don't know if I can wait for
Yeah,
Stranger
me
Things.
neither. Too good, dude. That show is actually goated.
Yeah, that's a great show. I can't wait till July 1st. Hopefully, I'm assuming it all comes out that day. It better not be
Yeah,
week
for
by week
sure.
shit. I will. I can't. There's sometimes where I'm with that. I can't be with that this time. I
Yeah,
need it all
exactly.
now.
It's gonna come out all in one go.
Yeah, which I'm in agreement because they've already made us wait a couple weeks for this.
Yeah,
So
no, seriously.
I'm completely with that. But yeah. Um, anything else to add, my man? Anything else? Any other
No, I think
thing?
that's good. I'm excited for next week to talk about the conclusion of pretty much season 4 for this, and um, probably further on I get into season 6 of Clone Wars.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see if you have any time. You're gonna have a pretty busy weekend. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm going back to Steak 48, which is like the best place ever. Me and Neima and a couple other guys went there about a month ago, I'd say. Um, God, that place is amazing, guys. This steakhouse is like, oh my God, I can't even I can't even describe how good the food is there. Because well, we all I think I forgot what you had, but we all
Dude,
we all a
that's
type of
pretty
steak.
cool.
We had macaroni and cheese. We had their bread, which is incredible. Then mashed potatoes, the French fries, and I'm like, bro. And I mean, tomorrow gonna be a cool day. I'll be streaming as well because birthday streams are always fun with the internet fam. But I got my whole day planned out tomorrow. Morning, I'm going to Cabo, which is this great breakfast place. I'm gonna do the crossover with my parents because I love doing the crossover with my parents. I don't know why I've gone so much into crosswords the last year. But dude, crosswords are gas. I don't know why, but they're amazing. But I'm gonna do that tomorrow with them. Um, Steak 48 with them later that evening, and then Stranger Things on Friday. It's gonna be a great.
That's
It's gonna be
amazing.
a great rest of the week, man. It's gonna be a great
Oh,
rest of
we'll
the week.
be.
Oh, you're going. Oh, where are you going to Austin for? Actually, I don't think you've told me
My
this.
friend's like house. We're gonna go just hang out.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The I forgot what his name was, but I remember you went there a couple weeks ago or something.
Yeah, yeah, this is a good time. I'm
Yes.
gonna go
All
then.
right. Well, that's great.
Cool.
Well, guys, I hope you have a good rest of the week like we're having. As you see that we're doing this online again.
Oh, good.
The camera that we were doing it, I have it right here. If you're seeing the YouTube video, you can see the camera right now. Has completely boned me over for the last time, and I was trying to return it on Monday, and the place only has a 15-day camera return policy. So I'm like, well, shit, and I got this camera that doesn't do what I want it to do. You know, I tried to fix it more this morning, and I couldn't get it to work. So I've now I've pretty much given up. I might try it again and see if I can get anything to
We're
work.
in the
But
end game now.
what?
We're in the end game now.
Yeah, we're in the end game now. This thing will probably find itself on eBay soon. Hopefully for it'll be
If
lower
any of
than.
y'all want to have it, just Discord Ian.
Yeah, if anyone wants this for like $450, just DM me
It's a
on
good price.
Discord. A Rebel T7,
Brand new.
well, it actually is brand new. The quality's great. You could take great pictures with it. I don't know why I'm doing it. Guys, hashtag ad for the Rebel T7. By the way, get your Rebel
Oh
T7
God,
today.
Ian.
Hashtag ad. This podcast is brought to you by Canon Rebel T7. Get yours today.
Dear goodness. So many copyright issues. It's not even funny.
DM
Just
me
to
on
wrap
this.
it up. Guys, that's us. Episode 8.
All right,
Ian, just do the sign off, man.
Okay, all right. I'll see you guys for episode 9 next week. We'll talk about Stranger Things, maybe some Star Wars.
Copyright issues,
No,
please don't come after us. That
just
was
yeah.
all.
We can mute our. I can mute it. Don't worry. Post recording mute. By the way, post recording mute. You didn't hear anything. No hashtag ad.
If y'all want to know what we were talking about, just let us know. Because
Yeah,
then, hey, here's the camera.
Yeah, hit me
So,
with that Discord DM though if you want it though. I know
yeah,
because I
yeah.
don't want any more. So all right, I'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good rest of the week, guys. Love you all. Peace out.